Hello there, everyone. It is Mr. Evangelizing here today. I need to preach the good word to you, the good and true word about veterans' auras, because I have been seeing some absolutely blasphemous things out there in the wild lately. I was in a game yesterday with two veterans, and neither one of them was running Survivalist aura. This has to stop. This is madness out here. The quick play situation right now is absolutely a lawless wasteland, and I in 2025 want to reaffirm my goal with this channel, which is I want to exist to push players towards the better things, to make players who view Mysteries content better players. And I'm going to do that by being extra firm this year. I want to state things factually still, but I want to put a little bit more spice on them so that people really pick up on what I have to say. I think if I were to say I made one mistake in 2024, it was being a little bit too lax and saying, oh, this is pretty good. Like, these are fine. Here in 2025, we've had this game for 2 years. Nothing has changed with, especially a lot of the talents and weapons for a year and a half. It's time to say things for a fact. And so I think if I say these things loud enough and I preach it to all of you, 10,000 plus in the Mr. E machine, and you guys go and preach it to everyone you encounter in games, we can get this message out there, and I can stop seeing veteran teams who are running Fire Team, because Fire Team is hot garbage. So let's start today with a very simple one, a very absolutely obvious truth about this game, which is that Survivalist is the strongest aura in the entire game, hands down. The only other thing in the game that can compete with Survivalist's power is Psyker's Psykinetic aura, which is not even an aura. It's just an ability he has in the tree for some reason. But Survivalist is a true aura, so I will give it that credit, and even after its nerf 9 months ago or so, it is still hands down the strongest aura in the whole game. And here's why. Let's get into it. So first off, we're playing veteran. We have no choices other than these three. So by comparison, these two are, even without comparison, these two are garbage. 5% damage is such an incredibly minutely tiny buff. I also have no idea why this is in the game. This is the most filler node I have ever seen in my life. To think that they couldn't come up with anything better of an aura for veteran than just, hey, you and your allies are going to do a minute amount more damage. This is, by the way, the equivalent of, instead of having to deal 50,000 damage, the average Plague Ogre in health at Damnation difficulty, you will have to deal 47.6 thousand damage instead. Wow, that is an absolutely minute amount of difference, and it will make an absolute drop in the bucket. So do not choose Fire Team. There is no reason. This is such an incredibly small amount of damage. In a game where people are doing 600,000 damage in a game now, you are contributing 30,000. And remember that damage is not dealt to enemies like they are a big amorphous blob of meat and it's just calculating the damage that's pumped into it. When you kill enemies, there is a certain portion of your attack that ends up being overkill, and I don't think there's any enemies in the game that 5% damage makes it to a breakpoint where you would exactly kill them with that extra 5%. So in all, 99% of the cases, when you hit enemies and you have Fire Team on, you're just going to deal 5% more overkill damage. So let's just get that out of here entirely. Then we have to look at Close and Kill. Close and Kill is a 5% movement speed buff. Check this out. You can see my speed in the top right corner here. If I'm walking, my speed is 4. If I'm sprinting, my speed is 6. If I add this in, it does exactly what you'd think it does. If I'm walking, my speed is 4.2, 420, nice. And then if I sprint, my speed is 6.3. Now, be honest with me. Does this look a whole lot faster to you than it did before? Does this look a whole lot faster? Well, it shouldn't, because it's only 5%. If you really need 5% movement speed, well, you're in luck, because the veteran actually has it right up here on this regular ass node that he can provide to himself, and it happens to be underneath one of the best 2-point node pickups in the game now. Like, this is an auto include on most builds. You can see my other builds all have it. This is an amazing node pickup set right here, and so you get 5% movement speed anyway. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we've explained why these two are bad and contribute nothing to the team pretty much. Why is Survivalist so good? Well, Without even considering what Survivalist does, it is underneath the singular best grenade in the game. If you are not choosing Shredder already, you should be. Let me be very clear and firm on this. Shredder is the absolute best. It is S tier. Crack grenade is second. It is B, bordering on C tier. And then smoke grenades are worse. They are F tier. Do not bring smoke grenades ever. Okay, Survivalist. It is an incredibly, incredibly potent and strong aura. It got a nerf 9 months ago. It used to trigger every time you or an ally incoherency triggered an elite or specialist enemy. Now it can only trigger once every 5 seconds. However, this is still beyond broken, and it is especially broken in Havoc mode. So first, we're going to do the math on this and break this down, because I have people doubting me and saying that 5% more damage is going to give you way more over time than this does. No, it's not, and here's why. Because it is so obviously overpowered when you consider the potency that range weapons have in this game right now. The amount of shit you can absolutely destroy for free by shooting it instead of meleeing it. Okay, so on normal difficulties, you remember the whole thing is that you get 1% of your ammo, of everyone's ammo on the team, by the way, every 5 seconds if you kill an elite. I'm assuming that on normal difficulties, I'm being very generous here, and I'm saying that on normal difficulties, you're only going to get those kills at a 50% rate, meaning you will only get that 1% ammo for everybody on the team, incoherency, every 10 seconds. I think this is being overly generous, honestly. Even on normal difficulties, non-Havoc difficulties, you are very likely you or an ally incoherency is killing an elite once every 5 seconds. But let's just say it's 10 seconds and make it easy. So that means you're getting 6% of you and every other person on your team's ammo every minute. Pretty good, okay? Now, an average game on normal difficulties is 30 minutes, roughly, give or take. And that means that over the course of the game, you are spending 30 minutes with 6% per minute. You are generating 180% of not only your magazine, but every other magazine on the team. The Ogren, the Psyker, if he's using a gun, the Zealot, and you are all getting 180% reload. You're filling your entire magazine up, and you're filling almost another entire magazine. Reserve with ammunition. That's pretty good, honestly. Now let's compare that to the other way of filling our ammo. We do obviously have the little ammo drops around the map, and those are kind of unpredictable, and you got to search for them a lot. But let's compare it to the easiest source of filling your ammo in games, which is the ammo crate. The ammo crate provides you 4 full reloads, meaning that everybody in the team can go tap it once, and they'll fill their ammo to 100%. So that counts as a 100% reload. It does the same thing as this ability does. It would take you 1,000 seconds because you get 1% per 10 seconds. It would take you 1,000 seconds roughly, but you would get that full reload the same as an ammo crate would do. However, an ammo crate does not have perfect efficiency. This is always trickling ammo into your mag. Oftentimes you're missing like 20% of your ammo, 30% of your ammo, especially if you're not routinely shooting. And this will just be passively inserting ammo into your reserve. The ammo crate, you have to choose when to drop it, and on normal difficulties especially, because it gives a full reload, it is almost guaranteed that someone on your team is going to take a hit from this thing and waste a ton of ammo in doing so. I would estimate that when you drop an ammo crate in a normal game, probably only 60% of the ammo crate is actually used. I think on average when people are dropping these things, there's probably one person who's at like 20%, one person who's at like 40%, and the other 2 people are at like 75%. But since hitting it once fills you to full, there's no reason to hit it more than once. So players that are in need of ammo, they take it, and then the other 2 people that take a hit on it are pretty much wasting it. So the actual efficiency of an ammo crate is probably only around 60% in reality. But let's just assume that the ammo crate's efficiency is 100%, that a full reload gives you 100% of everyone's ammo back. That means that the Survivalist aura value across the course of that game was something more like 1.8 ammo crates. 180%, it's 100%, so 1.8 ammo crates. But realistically, since this ammo crate really only gives teams about 60% of their ammo when they use it, it's closer to 3 ammo crates. I think that's a pretty safe bet. So this is, even if this was true 100% for every ammo crate, if an ammo crate was just absolutely, everyone was bone dry and they absolutely needed it, this would still be an insane aura. 1.8 whole ammo crates. How many games have you ever lost because you didn't have a veteran and you didn't have ammo? Think about it. I've lost games. You know, I don't lose many games, and I've lost games because I didn't have any ammo. No one on the team had any ammo, and we just couldn't pick specials. We couldn't do what we needed to do, and the game was not being nice to us. Having a survivalist aura on the team solves that issue entirely. You will have players who are using the kickback on Okran who don't have to worry about ammo at all anymore. They don't have to search the map for it. They just are good. Same thing with revolvers. All those weapons are completely solved by having a single survivalist aura on the team. How many times have you been on a team where the veteran had fire team and you were like, oh, thank fucking God, I have that 5% extra damage, right? This is useless, and this, you can tangibly feel that difference when a veteran on your team has this thing. Okay, so that was for normal difficulties. That's not even considering Havoc, because if you've played Havoc, you know that Havoc makes this thing beyond busted. So Havoc mode, it's a completely different beast. You're getting that 1% per 5 seconds. No doubt about it. There is at least one elite every 5 seconds, and this is, I'm scaling this for Havoc 40, by the way. For big boys, we're putting our big boy pants on. We're talking about the big boy stuff here. 1% per 5 seconds at a 100% rate. We are getting that value out of it. That means we're generating 12% of our ammo per minute. An average game in Havoc is a lot longer than a game on a normal mode because you have so much shit that you're fighting off, especially on higher difficulties. My first Havoc 40 took almost 50 minutes, but I said the average game is probably closer to 40 minutes. And that means that across 40 minutes, generating 12% per second, we will generate almost 5 full reloads for the entire team using this 1-point node. And on Havoc 40, higher levels of Havoc lower the amount of value you get from not only small ammo pickups around the map, but ammo crates. And so an ammo crate, when you hit it, it only fills 33% of your magazine, or of your reserve. So in order for one player to fill their reserve fully, to fully cap their ammo, they have to take 3 hits on the ammo crate. 3 out of 4 hits have to go to one player, and then one other player can fill a third of their magazine. So instead of 4 full reloads, aka 100% of a reload for an ammo crate only gives 33% of a full team's reload on a drop. And then you compare that to the amount that Survivalist has generated over the course of that game. So a Survivalist generates the value equivalent to 14.5 ammo crates on Havoc 40. That is fucking insane. This completely trivializes one very punishing element of Havoc mode, which is that it deprives you of ammo. Every ammo is reduced by 66%. You have 1/3 of the ammo generation, except for Survivalist, which continues to fuck hard long into the night. So choose Survivalist. I don't know how much I need to stress this. I think players have gotten it through their heads that voice of command is good. I still see people out there freeballing it and going crazy with these builds. And hey, listen, if you are not a part of the Mr. E machine, or you're a very skilled player and you can get out there and you can meme it up and do some crazy builds and still succeed, that's all perfectly fine and well. But if you were a Mr. E machine member and you're out there as a member of the community and you're trying to do your best and perform and carry, you need to be using Survivalist. You need to be using Shredder frag grenades. You need to be using voice of command. That is what builds are built around on Veteran. It's pretty much non-negotiable at this point, and you will be a better player. You will perform better by using these options. Survivalist is just the one that contributes the most, and it is really detrimental to other people's play if you don't bring it. So that has been the message for today, everyone. Hopefully this nice firm language I use really helps to get it through your skull. If you are not yet a member of the Mystery Machine, please like and subscribe and become a member of the Mystery Machine. You can also become a member of the Mr. E Men, an elite special squad within the Mystery Machine. It's a subscription service or whatever, but you'll have unfettered access to bother the shit out of me, and I'll tell you you're an awesome person every day. And get out there and spread the good word, guys. Get out there and tell people to stop bringing fire team, okay? All right, I appreciate you all. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Mystery out.